Well, hi, my name's Richard Burdon and my wife here, Sarah. We're at Glendean Station on the shores of Lake Hawea, which is situated between Lake Wanaka and Lake Hawea in Otago. The property's just under 6,000 hectares, and we run a mixture of merino sheep, red hinds for breeding, a cattle operation which is again a breeding operation for cows, trophy stags and a velveting stag herd. We have 2 lease blocks where one of the lease blocks is focused on finishing the deer, growing out the young heifers. One of the other finishing blocks does hay production and crop production. We also do some crossbred ewes and wintering dairy cows.
I do the accounts for the farm and pay the wages, and I'm the sounding board, I suppose. There's always a lot happening, and Richard always has to have someone to talk to about new developments and what's happening, and I'm that. Yeah.
And so, how's the lifestyle?
Lifestyle's busy. I'd have to say we don't actually get out there on this beautiful lake that often, but there's plenty of time for that. So, yeah, we're just working hard at the moment, and once the kids get bigger, we'll enjoy more of it.
It's a massive property, so tell me about how you handle the size and the access.
Property's been in the family now for 3 generations, so we're very lucky on the Lake Hawea side. We've got very good access with State Highway 6. We've got around 70 kilometres of farm tracks. Traditional things like the mustering is still done pretty much the same. On the Lake Hawea side, we've got a conservation covenant, and that's with the Department of Conservation, and again we agreed with that because it's not where we wanted to plant trees, it's not where we needed to track. We've got a 3-year sustainable farming project which was looking at how conservation biology and farm production, economic production can work together, because a lot of this land in the high country, hill and high country of New Zealand, has a mixture of both production values and conservation values.
Prior to tenure review, Richard had actually fenced off a lot of the areas which were sensitive and also of high conservation values. So those areas were already fenced off. So we're looking at the whole farm and looking at ways to actually protect those areas of high significant values with beech rainforest prior to the tenure review process. So that was already in process, and with the tenure review it's just worked out fantastically that we've now got this huge conservation area. Then we've got the farming down below which we can develop further. And in order to retain those conservation areas, the rest of the farm does have to be financial. I mean, it's all lovely just to have a beautiful conservation park, but we need to make the farm financial to be able to look after those areas for the future generations.
We've now got helicopters that are doing precision spraying right into areas there, and the technology has helped a lot with GPSs and being able to add in fertilisers and chemical at the same time help in developing a lot of this hill country. New Zealand hill country is going to become a very valuable asset in the future, because all the flat countries having huge land use changes, not only into dairying but lifestyle blocks and things like this. So the hill country is going to become an important breeding area for farming in New Zealand. So we're really looking at our hill country. We've developed our flats with the shelter belts and the paddocks and getting the phosphate levels right up.
And we don't have a lot of flat country, so it's imperative that we can develop that hill country.
One of the greatest things about farming here is the team of people that I've got helping me. We've got 4 full-time permanents and up to 6 casuals. And the skills that they bring is fantastic. I can't thank them enough for everything they've done. Mum and Dad still play an important role in the operation, and they did all the underlying work. They spent a good 25 years getting some of the basics into place, which are now starting to reap the benefits. Some of the conservation values are worth twice as much as production values.
This property is really diverse. The environmental awards and being part of it makes you aware of every aspect of your business, makes you aware of what you're doing to conserve the environment, and it makes you achieve in the farming environment and makes you aware of it.
We have contracts and have supplied Icebreaker ever since the contract's been around. It's a wonderful product, and it's been really good being part of that whole process with which Icebreaker have.
Richard's parents moved over to this side of the lake in 1979. No one actually ever believes me when I show them a photograph, but before they came here there was not one tree. So the accomplishment that you can do in a short period of time, Jerry and Leslie have put a lot of hard work into developing This farm, in its initial stage, when they first came around this part of the lake, it was undeveloped. It just shows you what a family can do. And Richard's continuing on with that development and progressing.
With the type of weather patterns we get here, it's a 36-inch rainfall country. We get strong nor'westers coming in, so shelter plays a very important role. We are trying to plant 1,000 trees a year, but we're also interested in developing areas that we're going to be planting into flaxes. There's about 30 hectares in forestry now, and we hope to be able to keep growing that side of it. I suppose we got involved in the Farm Environmental Awards for a number of reasons. Have been involved in the Sustainable Farming Project, and that sort of made me more aware of the values that you have on a property. The farming environment's all part of it, and so between the production and the farming, it was about finding a balance and with the recreation and the hunting business that we're building up.